What's good? It's your boy Fanon. Okay, some information came out about the Anthony Joshua Alexander Povetkin bout. That is not signed yet. Amazing. Almost a week after Anthony Joshua was given a 24-hour deadline to sign the deal to face Alexander Povetkin or face being stripped for the WBA portion of his heavyweight world heavyweight titles, it comes out today that they still have not come up with an agreement. Now, there's an article that came out of BoxingSeed.com by Steve Kim, which says Joshua versus Povetkin is on course for September 22nd collision. Now, on course means what? Is the bout signed? No, it's not. Povetkin's manager, Vadim Kornilov, told BoxingScene.com on Monday afternoon, that is today, World of Boxing and Matchroom is finalizing the deal now. In the next couple of days, there should be more information, but the fight is close to being made. The two boxers are in action on the same card in March when Joshua won a 12-round decision over Joseph Parker to unify the WBO, the WBA, the IBF, and I'm not even going to mention the IBO because that's not a real belt. And Povetkin appeared on the undercard to score a brutal fifth-round KO over Olympic bronze medal winner David Price. September 22nd is the rumored date for this match up for Joshua versus Povetkin. That sounds like, yes, confirm Kornilov. We haven't had a confirmation, but there's still discussions on whether the bout will be in Russia or over there in the UK, but the date is set. That's being finalized. Now, that is being finalized. The date of today is July 2nd. Let's go back and review what was said by the WBA. WBA President Gilberto Mendoza said in a statement, this was last week, the WBA have allowed over a month extensions on negotiations with Povetkin and also ongoing discussions with Wilder. It appears the Wilder team have not returned the contract for the fight. Therefore, we are requesting a date for the Joshua versus Povetkin fight with immediate effect. That bout is not signed. Shouldn't it already be signed? It's time, isn't it? Isn't that a week? Joshua, let me repeat this. Anthony Joshua was given a 24-hour deadline on Tuesday to sign a deal to fight Povetkin or be stripped or face being stripped of the WBA portion of his world heavyweight title. 24 hours. Let me see. What date was this? This date was June 26th. It is now July 2nd. Hey, that sounds like a lot longer than 24 hours. What was the rush? With all of this, they could have just let the Anthony Joshua, Deontay Wilder negotiations continue to go. If they were going to eventually figure out when this bout was going to happen. What was the rush? But of course we know that the WBA really did come in and play Captain Save-A-Ho and cut off the negotiations right when Deontay Wilder said that he was going to be willing to accept those terms. Absolute trash terms, but that's what Deontay Wilder said. Now, that is different than what Shelly Finkel said, because Shelly Finkel works for Deontay Wilder, where Shelly Finkel said that they were going to ask a couple more clarifying questions. But anyway, it cuts it. This is not done. Again, September 22nd is rumored to be the date for this matchup. That's what it sounds like, yes. It sounds like it's going to be September 22nd. Is it finalized? No. How can the date be finalized if the contract's not finalized? So after all of this nonsense that took place last week, it still seems as if these guys in the WBA are more than happy to let Anthony Joshua and Povetkin continue on there with their negotiations. Now, honestly, I'm going to tell you, I've been of the mindset that this bout between Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua wasn't going to happen. When Deontay Wilder said that he was willing to take those terms, that he was willing to sign the contract to the terms that have now to the terms that have now been after he had said that have been released, which are ridiculous. No date on the contract, no venue on the contract, one way rematch clause, flat fee. Anthony Joshua picks the refs. Anthony Joshua's team picks the judges. Just, an extremely, extremely one-sided contractual arrangement with no upside. Once he said that he was willing to do that, Deontay Wilder said that he was willing to sign the contract. That I was like, okay, well, by tomorrow, when is what's the next excuse going to be? What's the next excuse going to be? And voila, the excuse came the very next morning where the WBA jumped out there and said, hey, this negotiation's been going on too long. You got 24 hours to do this. So now, not 24 hours, not 48 hours, not 72 hours, not 96 hours, 6 full days later, they have still not finalized this agreement. This whole thing has been a farce from the beginning. The Matchroom Boxing and what they've been doing and the offer they sent out was a farce. The WBA's order to sign within 24 hours or face being stripped, that was a farce. Because that's what I said when this thing first came out. I was like, the WBA can't make Alexander Povetkin and Deontay and you cannot make Anthony Joshua fight Alexander Povetkin. They don't have the power to do that. They have a power to say that they're going to take that belt away from him. But Anthony Joshua could have said, okay, take my belt away. I'm going to wind up with 3 belts anyway. If I beat Deontay Wilder, I'll wind up with 3 belts anyway. The WBC, the IBF, and the WBO. Right? If he felt like he could beat Deontay Wilder. If he doesn't, he fights Povetkin, and he gets the 3 belts that he currently has. So it's kind of like it would have been a win-win situation for Anthony Joshua to tell the WBA if Anthony Joshua could win that fight. That would have been a win-win for him to tell those guys to go on ahead, kick rocks. I'm going to go fight Deontay Wilder. But of course, that was never the plan. Also, this insistence that they have, for them to sign this contract in 24 hours, I don't think that they're facing it. I think the negotiation's still going on, right? A week later, they're still negotiating. And what are they negotiating? They're negotiating whether the bout's going to be in Russia or whether the bout's going to be in the UK, according to this guy Kornilov. Is it going to be in the UK or is it going to be or is it going to be Russia? Personally, I hope they have to go to purse bid. That's what I'm knocking on wood for. Go to purse bid. Go to purse bid. Go to purse bid. So that it has to go to Russia, or they gotta do I can't remember what the WBA split is for I wonder if it's 75-25. It might be a little higher than that, but whatever the case is, I want them to go to purse bid so that they can take this fight to Russia. Clearly, Alexander Povetkin, from what he said here, is okay with Anthony Joshua getting stripped too. Because what he says in this article is the manager says he's been wanting the fight. He wants that fight, and second to that, he wants a world title fight. He wants to get that championship fight again, no matter what happens. He said, if it's not Joshua, then I'll fight somebody else for that title. Which means, hey man, if we can't get this done, this goes to purse bid, and he doesn't take the fight, then strip him. And I'll fight somebody else in Russia for the belt. Whether that is the Frazo Kendo. How crazy would that be? Because these guys keep ducking out of purse bids. They ducked out of Matchroom ducked out of a purse bid for Pulev versus Dillian White that they lost. Also jumped up out of a purse bid, I do believe, for Pulev and Jarrell Miller as well, because they couldn't win those purse bids. So this would be really interesting, man. Again, I'm hoping that it goes to purse bid. But I do want to call fake move. Because if the WBA was saying, if they said it was 24 hours, you have 24 hours to tell me either one or two things. Either tell me what the date of the bout's going to be, and if that's the case, the date is still not set. It's rumored to be the 22nd. And he said that's what it sounds like, yes. So it seems like they might be close to agreeing on what the date is, but they don't know where the fight's going to be. Whether it's going to be in the UK or whether it's going to be in Russia. Either way, I'm hoping it goes to purse bid. Either way, clearly they didn't get that 22nd of September date together in 24 hours. Or at least it doesn't seem like they got that together within 24 hours. The whole thing has been a farce. The WBA was farcical. The Matchroom Boxing and Eddie Hearn, of course, that's what they're all about. And it's just a joke at this point in time. We'll keep it updated. We will see what's going to happen with the purse bid. Personally, I think that I favored Anthony Joshua to win against Povetkin if that's in the UK. But if it winds up to a situation where they can't convince Povetkin to go to the UK and it has to go to purse bid and then they don't win it, I bet you that Anthony Joshua would vacate that belt before he goes to Russia. And if he vacates that belt instead of going to Russia, then it's just 100% clown move. 100% clown move. It's already up there at full-fledged clown move. But if he goes to a purse bid, it winds up being in Russia, where World of Boxing wins a purse bid. They say the bout's going to be in Russia, and he vacates the belt instead of that. I mean, there's already not any excuses for Anthony Joshua, but it'll just be way over the top, in that case. But anyway, it is what it is, and we'll see what happens. And with that, I'm out. Peace.